The Ash, Luttsy and Susie Snackbox.
It's cold in here. I said there must be some content in the atmosphere. Here we go.
Before we get to the brouhaha, I just saw what the bill was for this morning, and it's very good. It's a bit of fun. Well, depends on who you are. Okay. There's a little tease for you.
When's that, 7 o'clock?
7 o'clock, we'll do that. It's worth over $600 this morning.
All right. Well, Nick's back from the Q Cup. You sat out last week, didn't you, son?
No, I'm 2 from the last 2.
Oh, you did the defending champ.
I'm on a streak, mate.
Must be memorable. Okay, you don't usually like to talk to us before you do your pitch, so this is maybe we've rattled you.
Yeah.
Let's find out. 5 seconds, Nick. Starts now.
Workplace introduces online dating leave.
We got Luttsy's vote.
That's good. Interesting.
All right, Alicia. 5 seconds. Starts now.
Mega superstar allegedly dating alligator guide sends internet and daughter into frenzy.
It's a hard one today.
Alligator guide.
Alligator guide.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Nick just because I understood that one properly.
I'm going to go Alicia.
Why?
Because
You
I'm
have a reason.
curious.
Yeah.
No, I get that.
They're both close.
We'll get there in both anyway.
What was the next one? Oh, the date. I'm going to go the online one as well. The work one.
3 from 3.
Yes. Yes.
Boom.
But Alicia, we get to talk about it in the potty.
If you remind us, because we'll forget.
Yes.
All right, a marketing agency in Thailand will be giving their employees Tinder leave to explore their dating options after finding that too many of their staff were wasting company time anyway on dating apps.
Okay, so actually designated time to
Yeah.
get on your Tinder.
So, I mean, it's a really good way to incentivise going and finding a partner that instead of just sitting there in the bathroom like I'm sure the single people do here at work. I can't really speak to that, but if anyone...
what we all do.
Yep, there we go, and we know that's what happens over at sales, so they may as well incentivise them. So, following from July, staff were very pumped about this news. One staff member showed a video showing how she took advantage of the plan and will be going on a date further down the track. So,
How much leave do they get?
they will get... It's going through a 6-month period, so they're not getting days and nights off to meet the suitors, but they can use it on their company time.
So you can use Tinder while you're at Wall Street.
Right.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
They just said you're allowed to do it.
It's
Yeah.
Tinder,
So, it's
Tinder
speci-
Tuesday.
It's specifically
Like all those Tuesdays.
it's specifically with Tinder, but again, Bumble Mondays. There's different ways to do
What
it. Explore your
business
apps.
is this company
Grinder.
in?
Yeah, keep going, Sus.
I can't think of a G
Oh,
word.
we'll workshop that one.
That's all right.
Don't touch it.
There is some science behind it. A study from the University of Southampton 2003 showed that married individuals earn higher hourly wages than their single counterparts, which is called the so-called marriage wage premium. So this isn't really a nice company thing at all. This is just capitalism just doing its thing. Just trying to get their workers to work a bit harder.
So they want them to get married so they'll earn more money.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because they'll be happier in their lives, they assume.
Amen.
Amen, brother.
The Ash, Luttsy and Susie Snackbox.
When do you use your partner as an excuse to do things, like not to do things?
Well, I don't have a partner, but yeah.
All the time.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, put it this way. Cliff used me as an excuse on the weekend not to do something.
Oh, no, okay, yeah.
And I was kind of annoyed.
Right, okay.
Well, all the time.
13, 24, 10. Let's throw it open.
That's pretty funny. So for me, I'll tell you the example that I did, that he gave for me. So he was going to go and watch. I wonder if he's listening. Oh my God, who cares? Come on, who cares?
Come on, you're an adult.
So Cliff was going to go to the GPS rugby and watch one of his friend's son play the seconds. Mm-hmm. And but he was busy doing chores. You know, it was a big chore day for Cliff. That's why I relate for Riverfire, because he was. And once Cliff starts his chores, he can't stop his chores. And so right at the end of the day, when we were running late to Riverfire because he was doing his chores, he said to me, by the way, I used you as an excuse for not going to the this rugby today because I didn't want to say what I was doing. I was like, all right, what'd you say? And that day, okay, in his defence, he came down to the garage and said to me, your back tyre's flat. You should go and get that changed before it gets really flat and you can't drive. I said, yeah, sure, no worries. So I drove up to Bob Jane T-Mart and got they repaired my tyre.
And now that fixing is free. Thank you, Bob Jane.
Oh, no. And I also purchased 2 more tyres at the same time.
Also free.
Which I paid for. And then,
Regrettably.
and so when we got to Riverfire, we're heading to Riverfire, and he said, "Oh, by the way, I used you as an excuse not to go to the GPS rugby seconds, whatever." I was like, "Oh yeah, what'd you say?" He said, "I said I had to change your flat tyre." And I was like, "But I changed it myself. I mean, I didn't change it. I drove it to the shop and got it changed. But you make me look like a damsel in distress. I'm very capable of driving my own car to the Bob Jane T-Mart and getting it repaired."
Yeah. And also, an hour later, he was flaunting himself on Instagram that he was at Riverfire. So that was so they would have known he was lying anyway.
Yeah.
So he's throwing you under the bus and...
Yeah, he threw me under the bus.
But it wouldn't have taken him all day to change the tyre.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I'm just saying, it's not even a very good
But
excuse. He could have gone to the rugby anyway.
Yeah. And
I do it takes half an hour.
And I do the same.
true.
And I do the same to him as well. I'm trying to think of an example I gave. You know, they're the easy target, aren't they? Your partners.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But you're saying he's made you look less than what you are.
He made me look.
Doing it. He could have said,
I thought you were going to say.
He could have said you're sick, and that's like,
Yeah.
that's okay because
Yeah.
you're just crook, and
Yeah,
you got to help your partner then.
But I thought he
But
was...
he said,
it was
she
about-
couldn't do it, I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kids are the great one for excuses, especially 2 young kids. You know, they're sick.
Oh.
We can't go. Sorry, we don't want
But
to.
what about...
Well, that'd be
us to
the
get
first
infected.
go-to.
And
Yeah.
You talk about excuses. Back in the day, we used to have these meetings that would go on.
What do you mean
and
back in the
on
day?
And on. They don't seem to happen as much these days, but I used to always use the kids.
Yeah, your kids won so many awards
And
You still do.
on parade.
Yeah, and I used to go, oh, yeah, someone's getting an award, so I've got to go. And then they rang the school.
That's right. That's right, we did. And
getting
they're
an
like,
award.
no, Levi hasn't won a thing.
He's never
He's
won
never
anything.
won a thing.
He's never here.
The Ash, Luttsy and Susie Snackbox.
There's the latest lotto winner. It was actually in New South Wales.
How much was it?
4.6. He was the only guy to get...
Million or billion?
Million. 4.6 million, but from Taree, the only guy to get to Div 1. But he said he'd been sitting... It was on the weekend. I don't know when their draw was, but he said he'd missed a few calls over the weekend. So it must be a dude that checks his phone very much, but went in to go to the toilet.
Probably private number.
Yeah, it would be a private number, I guess. So he hasn't done it. And then he's got on the toilet and he's going, I'll check my ticket. I don't know whether it had his pocket or it was on his phone or whatever, but he's sitting there and he must have had his phone as well and realised as he's on the toilet, he's just made $4.6 million. And I was wondering whether at that point because we're so busy in life that sometimes, like when I'm at work, for instance, sometimes I've got to really hustle when I'm in there. So I usually go here. But whether he would have got so excited that he wiped quickly and went to share with his family, I just won 4.6. I'm staying here for an hour. Just relax,
Yeah.
Time just to let it go.
Enjoy it just with myself. I don't want to share this feeling with anyone
Yeah,
yet.
just for half an hour because his life's about to change. He's on the toilet.
I wonder.
Or the opposite, he yelled out, I've just won $4 million, and the whole family rushes in to celebrate with him.
Embraces him.
I wonder what else people do on the toilet. Like, I wonder if people swipe. We were talking before about dating apps. Do you reckon people swipe dating apps on the
Oh,
toilet?
100%.
Oh, yes.
That is
Without
like
doubt.
prime time
Yeah.
for that.
Really? And what else? Do you reckon
Sure.
people do some banking on the toilet?
Well, it's
Oh, we're saying yes, is saying Alicia.
Well, back to the previous example Nick gave us, like if work, he can't tell me people aren't. And I reckon that's fair play, by the way, because particularly if you don't smoke, because smokers seem to go outside and have a break from work or vapors. So, toilet is a time where, if I had a job where I had to sit there all day doing mundane tasks,
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I'd spend at least an hour on the toilet. Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
God.
Like if I was public service or something.
You do that now, though. Like at 7 o'clock every morning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm saying
20
I've
minutes.
got to hustle, usually. I don't
You can't
I
waste your
don't
time.
get to totally relax, which is what you need to do. There's still that sphincter's still a little bit you know
On
what I'm
edge.
saying? You know what it's like when you have got to hurry.
Yeah.
I
Well,
race,
I get it
race
more than
back in
anyone.
here and it's
You have time constraints, Buzz.
Well, I got to push the
Really?
buzz. I gotta
How do
pay
you
them.
do it?
Well, I don't. That's the thing.
What have you got to go?
Well, I don't. Like, my body's so conditioned to a routine that I don't have to go during the show.
Could you be stuffed?
Well, it would be.
Literally.
Literally and metaphorically.
Bang.
The Ash, Luttsy and Susie Snackbox.
19 minutes and 30 seconds ago,
Wow.
I yelled out Jordan from Griffin to call up 132410 to
Did
have
he make it?
the dog desexing bill
By
paid
the
for.
skin on his teeth.
Well,
Yep.
I wouldn't use
God.
that terminology.
Yeah,
Too
wouldn't
many
use
Probably
that.
not the
things.
right thing to say. Jordan.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
What's going
Good.
on? What type of dog are we talking about, first of all?
Unhappy one.
It's a cocker spaniel. I can't
Oh,
believe
of
it.
course it is.
Not for
Yeah.
long.
Of course.
Cockerless Spaniel.
You took your time, Jordan. Did someone tell you that you'd been yelled out?
Thankfully, it was the Griffin Community Facebook
Oh,
page.
don't
that
damn it
notified
again.
me, so I just got through.
Look,
Can't
shout
believe
out to
this
the Griffin
happens.
community.
Absolutely.
We never knew this would be such a bonding thing
know.
for
Yes,
communities
good
around.
point.
And have you
Brisbane
got your
when we did this.
notifications on, or does someone then call? What happens? Like, did you see it on there?
Yeah, it was my notifications. Thankfully, someone in the page was able to tag me to see the post, so I'm very lucky to get through.
Now, what is our
Congratulations.
Cocker Spaniel's name?
Her name's Millie.
Millie. Oh,
Millie.
it's a girl, is it? Okay, right.
Oh,
Good.
Funny now, is it?
well, that's not funny. They're joking, is it?
Can't
well
make
done,
fun of it
Jordan.
now.
The cocker spaniel thing. I mean,
Thank you very much, guys.
There we go.
No, that's what I
Yeah,
meant.
right.
It's still funny.
Oh.
at this moment.
What? I was going to ask you, they don't still dock the... We used to have a Cocker Spaniel. For some reason, they used to dock the tails on them. Remember that?
right.
Do
'Cause they
still
wag
do-
too much.
Do they still do that, Jordan?
They probably don't.
No, I don't think so, no.
No, full-grown tail.
Cruelty
Good.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a cocker spaniel, actually, a cross.
do ya?
Yeah, cross poodle cocker spaniel, and we kept his tail intact.
Yeah, good.
Okay. From one operation to another. I don't think
That's
it's a very
how
good
it's
segue.
That's how it's done.
No, because Ash, you've spoken before about your brother having a sun cancer on his nose, and at the moment I've got this mark on my chest, which I'm really worried about, and I'm going to the dermatologist to see.
Stop rubbing it.
I know I can't stop. It's itchy.
No, we don't need to make-
It's
it can't
itchy.
be good for it
I'm
when
going to
you're doing it
see
right now.
Dr. Kate. She's going to check it out. But I saw this article that came through, which is a positive about battling skin cancer, and especially for our kids, because, and also the positive of social media, because there's influencers out there,
Influencers.
but
It's like
they're
influenzas.
Don't reference
influencers, but there's also skinfluencers. So there's doctors and also people who work in the skin field who
Yeah.
are spreading positive messages about skincare, which I think is so
Get
important.
around that, yeah.
Because my kids who are 18 and 20 still will not put on sunscreen.
No.
We've got a pool at home, and I'll sometimes come home on the holidays, and I'll find Alex outside sunbaking, and I'm like, who sunbakes anymore? And she's got
They still do.
and she's got dark skin, and she tans
Tans really well.
exactly like I used to do. Like I didn't worry so much about sunscreen as well because I had dark skin and I tanned really well.
Yeah.
But when you turn 50, all of a sudden your decolletage is like a lizard's skin.
Decolletage.
And I wanted to make the point that you've still got to put sunscreen on. And so these influencers, there's the world's top 10 skinfluencers are reaching a combined total of 44.8 million followers. Isn't that
good.
amazing?
Are they doctors?
Well, they're not all doctors. Some are doctors and some...
But what is their message? Like, what is
Well,
it?
a lot of the
What
message
makes
is
them
debunk-
a skinfluencer.
a lot of them is debunking myths, like dumb myths that people don't seem to realise aren't true. For example, apparently some people think that coconut oil has an SPF of 10. And it doesn't. Like, if you're going to put coconut oil on, you're going to burn. Like,
That's worse than
coconut
nothing,
oil is
isn't
like
it?
It's like a negative
You go out
50.
and roast.
Yeah, exactly.
Remember L, the beach guy in Surface Paradise?
Oh,
He
yes.
used to spray the coconut
yeah, yeah.
oil.
And other things is... yeah, I do remember him. But
Well, he died of skin cancer.
died
Yeah, he died of skin cancer.
and he was a leathery
Yeah.
lizard.
Oh, yes.
Just before he died too. Rest in peace. But the other thing, a lot of people think that sunscreen has chemicals that are bad for
Yeah,
you.
we were talking about this last
and
week.
that
yeah.
you shouldn't. There's some people saying you shouldn't even wear sunscreen. Your natural body should protect you against the sun, things like that. So I suppose the main things they're saying is it's important to wear sunscreen. It's important to wear 50 plus sunscreen and cover up. It's not cool to be brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's good. Can I just say, it'd be great if there was... I'm searching the market right now for when I get up and have a shower in the morning, I can put on a facial moisturiser with SPF that doesn't feel like you're going to the beach.
I gave you that one. Did you not try it?
I haven't tried that,
So-
but it's just sunscreen.
Try
Susan.
the,
I think it's too sunscreen.
I've got Bondi Sands.
You know what I
For
mean?
people who are listening, though, Bondi Sands, the SPF 50 coconut flavour.
So you reckon when you put that on, you're not going to feel like I'm layering on to go to the beach?
You don't
'Cause
feel
I
like-
don't like that
Can I
process.
get on a soapbox about something if it's
Yeah.
to do with sunscreen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is it aren't we the leading state in the world? Like Queensland,
historically,
Queensland has the highest rate of skin cancer anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's a fact.
Yeah, well, it has been
like not something
traditionally,
like we're world leaders when it comes to skin cancer.
Yeah.
Why is sunscreen so outrageously expensive?
Good point.
That's a very good
Subsidised.
Why is it that you go into wherever you get your sunscreen from? It's so hideously expensive, and yet I don't see why it would have to be cost prohibitive to people. That's for some people. You just go. It's so freaking expensive. It should be. It should be more abundant.
I agree with that.
I agree with that too.
Can we open up the phone lines for Luttsy? 13 24 10 if you've got a sunscreen that, a moisturiser that's not greasy, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, for blokes, I mean, I guess girls, is there makeup that does it? Like, but I'm not going to wear a toner, like, like whatever. I'm seriously.
No, well, I've got tinted foundation on today that has
look a bit silly on me, wouldn't it?
sunscreen. Well, it might help a little bit. It was foundation.
Well, I don't want to look good for you guys. You already know what I look like.
Yeah.
I just need something which just...
No, that'd be good to get information.
For the dog, I'll wear a balaclava, right?
No, you can wear a little something on your cheeks.
Hey, people are calling, so let's do this after.
It wouldn't offend me.
Okay, well, I can do that, man.
I'd like to know some answers to this question too.
The Ash, Luttsy and Susie Snackbox.
We're talking on 13 24 10. Feel free to join us. Give us a call. Sunscreens for your face that not so greasy that you can wear every day.
Yeah.
I saw on YouTube, actually, weirdly enough, like a week ago, this girl called Currently Hannah. I don't know why it was in my algorithm. It's got 1.8 million views, but she goes through a bunch of different Australian sunscreens, does like a grid on her back with tape and like does sample testings and stuff.
Oh, great idea.
Sits out in the sun and rates them based on her experience. She says she's not a doctor, so it's very much just experimental. So if you are interested in this subject, well worth having a look because she goes through the things that she thinks is best.
Okay.
My boy Matt from Rapala Lures, he's a full-on fisherman, Luttsy. He's not the famous person that you're referring to, Suze, but he's out fishing all the time.
Oh, right.
And he says that he uses the Neutrogena Soft Touch sunscreen. He reckons it's the best and it doesn't feel like you're wearing a sunscreen. So, I mean, he's out there in the sun all the time.
Yeah.
I want to go to first to someone who I didn't even realise listens to this show, and I'm very excited that she does because she's an Olympic gold medalist.
Who?
Molly O'Callaghan.
Stop it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to her first. I want to make sure she gets on. Hey, Molly, how you going?
Yeah, good. Thank you for having me. Mum forced me to do this.
The boys were saying in here, imagine if it's not the Molly O'Callaghan, the Olympic swimmer. It's you, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it definitely is. Like, I think, sunscreen's really important. I'm a ranger. Like, I'm pure white.
So am I.
I'm doing a sport that's, not probably good for me. But, yeah.
So what do you use?
So I've tried so many. I'm not going to lie, I've wasted a lot of money. But I really like the ultraviolet range. It's a little bit pricier. But I use, the hydrating hand and body sunscreen. It's 50+ and it lasts 4 hours. But there's also,
who makes
other
that?
ones.
Sorry? Who makes that? Is that Mecca?
Yeah, so you can go to, I think it's for Sephora. Or you can get the Mecca one, the Mecca cosmetic one, Cosmetica. That's really good too. But they're really thin, and you can use them for face and body.
So that's what I'm talking. So just for when you get up in the start of the day, you've got just some protection as you're walking around during the day or whatever, that sort of thing. Because Tara said Mecca Cosmetica to save face range as well, which sounds like it's specific.
Yeah, they've got really thin ones too. So if you want, there's little droplet ones, and you can mix in your moisturizer.
Okay.
But I really like those because they're really thin and it doesn't really cause you any acne or whatever.
So it's good for your skin and doesn't feel like you got a big heavy thing on your face as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have to put it you'd have to have it more on your back, wouldn't you? When you train during the day.
Yeah, so I get a little bit naughty sometimes. I don't put it really all over my body because I don't like the feeling in the water.
Yeah.
But I try and cover as much as I can, and I'm lucky I'm training at times where the sun's kind of still there but not really.
Make sure you put it on your neck, Molly, and your décolletage, because when you turn 50, I didn't put it on my neck when I swam, I don't reckon.
What's a decolletage?
What's your decolletage?
It's just the bit above your breasts.
The top of your chest.
Top of your chest.
Okay.
Yeah. It's softer skin. But thanks for calling in.
Thank you, Molly.
Hopefully we'll get you on the
awesome.
show soon. We'll get you to come in.
Thank you.
Well done.
Yeah, definitely. That'll be good. Thank you.
Thank you,
See you, Molly.
Thank you, Molly's mum, for
I love
forcing
that we
Molly to
didn't
call.
talk one bit about the Paris Olympics.
Yeah.
It was all
I
on the
know,
sunscreen.
no.
But that was interesting because she'd know.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's out in the sun a lot. And like she says, she's fair-skinned too, so that would... If she needs
Who else, Susan? Who else is there? Is that Wendy?
Hi.
What do you got, Wendy?
My daughter has very fair skin, and she wears, excuse the pronunciation, the French brand, La Roche-Posay.
La Roche.
And it's a La Roche Posay, and it's a hydrating moisturiser with an SPF factor of 50.
Yep.
And it goes on really well, and it's not greasy at all. And then for the ladies, you can put moisturiser over the top, or you can get it in a tinted range as well.
Okay.
Tinted.
And
it. Expensive?
No, it's about $30 from all your popular chemists.
All right. It's about standard, La Roche.
It's not too bad, is it?
And Brony, what do you got?
Hi there. So I recommend the Ultraceuticals range. So they have a line available in David Jones, but they also have a prescription range available in specialised clinics. It's Australian made, it's Australian owned, it was developed by a doctor, Dr. Heaver, and it's clinically proven to provide protection, but it's also got different formulas. So the Mattify is really awesome for guys because it doesn't clog the pores. It's not shiny. My other half is actually, shaves his head and works on job sites sometimes, and he uses that. And honestly, I've tried many different brands myself, being a nurse, and highly rate it.
Did you say mattifies?
It's a mattifying formula, so it doesn't.
Mattifying.
It's not slippery. Yeah, and it's got a built-in moisturiser, so you can replace your moisturiser and combine the SPF daily.
Well, that sounds good. That's excellent.
Yeah, great. Well, I think I was going to send you one before the post come up so that you could try it. So I'll send it through to the radio station so you can give it a go and see what you think.
Terrific, Brony. We'll get you details. That'd be great.
Because she's a professional cosmetic nurse and dermal
That's excellent.
therapist. There's some good
Excellent.
tips there, I think.
Excellent tips.
Keep your sunscreen on.
The Ash, Luttsy and Susie Snackbox.